joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former ECU great, number 2, Justin Hardy, back again with us on Pirate Radio Live. Justin, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Appreciate your time, as always. Justin's
No problem. No
appearances
problem.
on Pirate Radio, powered by Social House Vodka. They specialize in crafting premium American vodka using the highest quality ingredients, strict production standards, and a commitment to sustainability. You can find Justin's official vodka, J-Rock Limited Edition, by visiting socialhousevodka.com. A question we haven't asked you the first 2 weeks. Producer Jarrett thought of it last week, Justin. How do you drink your J-Rock Limited Edition? Is it straight? Do you mix something with it? What do you do?
Usually it's got some type of either cranberry or pineapple juice in it. If I'm gonna do it on a little ice.
Okay. In my drinking days, I got to like the cranberry vodka. It's a good mix.
Good mix. Good mix.
Justin, let's get up to date for people who haven't seen your previous 2 appearances. You are still playing at a high level in the CFL, and you said your training has begun for 2025, right? So, what's your day to day like right now?
Man, right now it's dropping off my son to go to school. As soon as I drop him off, I go start training, and then I probably go for 2 hours. Lift weights. And then I probably after that do some therapy where I get like massages, soft tissue, whatever I feel like I need for the day. And that's usually how my days go. I do that probably 5 days out the week and rest on the weekends.
You've been at it a long time now. Do you miss like eating good, like unhealthy foods, or is it so regimented now that you're used to the training, the massage stuff, and the healthy eating?
Man, I done got used to it. Been doing it for so long now. It's like it's part of me now. So I don't really miss too much junk food. I can't remember last time I had junk food to be honest.
That's a good thing. You said you were down in Atlanta. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you've also told us, no surprise, you kind of like to live the quiet life. Do you get out? Do you go to Hawks games? Will you go to any Braves games? I guess when the Braves get going, for the most part, you're going to be playing some ball up in Canada. So, what
Right.
do you like? What do you like to do there in
Uh,
the Peach City there?
when I was here, I definitely got a chance to go to some games. That was real fun. A lot of stuff to do. Stone Mountain is here as well. Take a walk up that. Outside of working out and eating at different restaurants, I'm really pretty much in the house.
I think Stone Mountain, Georgia, the home of one of my all-time favorite Pirates, Dwayne Harris. Right? I think that's
Hmm.
where he was from. Yeah.
That is
When
where
I
you from.
hear Stone Mountain, I think of that. All right. Speaking of Dwayne and ECU, I got a question, a special question, more of a story from Donnie Kirkpatrick that he wanted me to pass along to you.
Okay.
I asked him if he had a good story or question for Justin, and he said, "Well, there's a lot of great memories of Justin, aka Freak Magic, but ask him about when his credit card got stolen on the Thursday we had a game on ESPN." He said, "You were a wreck, but you still had a great game. Nothing could ever stop him. Best hands ever." So you had your credit card stolen the day of a game?
They had a game. I misplaced it. I don't know where it's at. Still don't know where it's at to this day. I'm panicking at this point. Like it's your credit card. So first time ever losing anything like that. All my refund and everything is on this card. So end up having to cancel the card out right before the game happened. I was talking to them all day.
Oh,
End up
man.
canceling it. End up having to get a whole new setup. Had to go in the office to get a new card and everything. So I ended up having to go through all that. But like I said, ended up having a good game. So I really wasn't too mad about it.
That is like anytime your card, you lose a card, or if you notice charges on your card and you gotta immediately cancel it and everything. That is a hassle, and I can't imagine doing that like right before a game like that.
Right
Like,
before.
coach, can I sit out the first 2 possessions? I'm about to wrap this up on the phone. You can't do that.
Nah, I
So,
can't do that. Can't do that.
who was? Do you remember the game, the Thursday night game? Who was that against?
Was it? It might have been FAU.
Okay, yep.
It might have been the FAU game. I want to say.
That's crazy. All
I
right,
want to
good
say yeah.
story. Good story there from Donnie Kirkpatrick. He remembered that one, but we got the card straight and got the W, and it's all good, right?
That's all good.
Jarrett, producer Jarrett's a Raiders fan. We got to talking last week after you got off the air, and he was wondering, did you ever play in Oakland? Of course, they're in Vegas now, but did you ever play in the Black Hole and in that crowd out there?
The crazy thing about it is that was the first place I scored my first NFL touchdown. That was against the Raiders.
Was it on
There,
like a weird bounce or something?
it was a
Or
bounce off
yeah,
a teammate bounced up in the air. I ended up being in the area, seeing the ball, and we ain't got it. Ended up scoring,
there you
and I
go.
think that put us up at the time because it was a close game up until that point.
Who had the most brutal fans you encountered in the NFL?
Brutal, New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's just a the rivalry that they have against Atlanta is huge. So I would have to say them probably just because of the history that they have.
Justin, you got to play with the MVP. We've talked about Julio a couple weeks ago, but how about a guy like Matt Ryan, the professionalism, the player he was, and to work with him? What was that like during your NFL career?
Oh, it was great. Matt was the leader of the team, captain of the team. He came to work every day, and it showed. He knew everything. He knew where you need to be at, and that's big as a quarterback to be able to know where everybody's supposed to be at because that's not necessarily your job, but it kind of tends to kind of lean towards you having to know that information as well, down to even the lineman checks. So he was great. He was a great professional. Really taught you how to really come in and go to work and do your business.
How about the time you spend with your quarterback in the CFL? Do you get the off season like you would NFL wise and everything, or is that do you find yourself like all that time you spent with Carden back in the day, and then the time
Mhm.
with Matt Ryan? Do you get that same time with your QBs in the CFL?
It's not the same. In college you have the whole summer to pretty much work out and get on the same page to get to leading up into the season. And in the NFL you have OTAs like in the springtime leading up into training camp. But in the CFL it's like you don't really have that time to actually get out to get on the same page. Like when you appear for training camp, that's the first time or that's the time where you're trying to really get things going and preparing for the season.
Yeah. What's the playbook like? CFL versus NFL versus college? Is it all pretty comparable, or is there differences in there?
I mean, there are slight differences between all three, but when it comes down to it, it's play calling. And depending on who's calling, if they want to be a wordy person, they'll put words in. If they not, they'll make it simple. So it really all comes down to who your OC is and how they feel like calling plays.
And there are a few differences, obviously, with the CFL. You can get that run and start right, but also the field wider? Is the field dimensions different?
Yeah, it's wider and the length of it is. I think I want to say is longer as well.
Yeah,
The end zones are definitely longer. I think it's like 20 25 yards now versus
which
10.
means more room to have to defend you, right? You can do a lot more
Correct.
stuff out there.
Right. You can run your regular offense in the red zone.
Yeah, that's a good point. Got a lot more space.
Right.
Justin Hardy joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Looking forward to watching him in the CFL later this calendar year. Justin's appearances powered by Social House Vodka. You can find Justin's official vodka, J Rock Limited Edition, by visiting socialhousevodka.com. I'll ask you this since you've spent a lot of time in Canada, Justin. Last week, of course, you had basketball, college baseball going on, but hockey kind of took over with the battle for the nations, the Canada versus USA. Did you watch any of that? Were you aware of any of that was going on?
I seen a couple highlights of the game. Hockey is real big in Canada. I will say, they take the sport very serious. So I can see the competitiveness between the states and the nations trying to see who come out on top.
Canada won it in overtime against USA in the final. You ever been on ice skates before?
I have. I have.
Okay.
I feel like ice skating is easier than regular skating.
Okay. Do you think you could do something like a celebrity hockey game with the CFL guys? Could you get out there and play?
It's a lot of coordination that go into that. I feel like being able to skate, being able to hit a puck, being able to,
Yeah.
move around at a pace that you're not familiar with. It's a little
While
bit
a
different.
dude's
So,
trying to crush you all at the same
right,
time.
right. So it's like, I don't know, I probably stay away from that.
Pass on that one. Justin, good stuff, man. We'll talk to you every Monday. We'll get more fan questions for you, and listeners enjoy seeing you, hearing from you, and we'll keep the chats rolling, man. But hope you have a good week, and let's do it again next week.
Thank you. Sounds good. You do the same.